Good afternoon. Today is Friday the 27th of December. Yesterday I made a little bit of a hash at the allotment. Today I'm at home because it's raining outside, and I cut off the planting of the celery, so I will tag that onto this video. But what I wanted to do today is show you the dog first and foremost, because he has to, that's the reason for the fencing at the allotment. Also my granddaughter. And secondly, this is the plot I've created of the allotment. I'll hold that there for a second. This is the reason I don't say what I'm putting in where, because it changes all the time. And I do print this off and then decide what's going where. All new to me, this allotment thing, but I'm liking it. It's good for me, gives me lots of exercise and grow my own food. So that's all I wanted to say today. I'm at home, not at the allotment. At the back of this video will be the celery planting from yesterday, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the video that I did on Boxing Day that will go on today will be quite funny. And I have no soil in my hair today because I washed it last night. For those that have watched the previous video, you'll understand what that means. Bye for now. I've used most of the compost in the greenhouse now. So let's see if we can find a way to prop that up in the greenhouse. Then I hope we can move it down and I can show you. So I'm getting better already. I've just moved that down. 39 minutes. Oh, I hope you're not bored, because I definitely aren't. Now, when I went to the garden centre the other day, I bought this celery. I know absolutely nothing about celery, absolutely nothing. It was £2.99. It's called Tango, self-blanching, good flavour. Don't even know if it's the right time of year to grow it. But I've made this bed in here, and all I'm going to do is put it in here, because I don't even know if it can go outside. If it can, let me know. Never grown celery before. What I have grown before at home is on a much smaller scale and mainly in tubs. So I've grown things like tomatoes, lettuce. I'm putting these in here. I don't know anything about it, really. But rather than leave it and not do anything with it and hope it survives. Oh, I've just pulled that bit out, so I don't suppose that one's any good. I eat quite a lot of celery, so I try to grow the things I'll eat, really. So cost-wise on this allotment, it's £35 a year. You get water included with that. You don't get any freebies, really. No manure, no wood chip, no nothing. That I know of, anyway. Your initial startup, they charge you a £50 deposit. And that's so that you will keep, when you leave the allotment, you will leave it, take it back to grassroots if you like. So any structures that you've built, you remove. Anything you've put in the ground in a fixed position, you remove, and you take it back to wasteland, grass, soil. And then they give you your £50 back. Now, for me, personally, I think that's just a wipe out of 50 quid, because I'm not going to take this fencing down, take the shed down. I'm not going to do it, am I? It was here. The fencing wasn't here. We built the fencing. But the shed was here. The polytunnels were here. You're not going to take them down, are you? I paid the 50 quid with them already in situ. So your initial startup is £85, £5 for the key to the gate. Good morning. Beach day. Two reasons for this excursion. One is for washed up seaweed for the garden allotment, and two is to give Reg a good walk. Now my bag is pretty full. The hat's in the way again. I think the hat is too big for me. I'm sniffing, but there's Reg down there. Reg is a rescue dog. We've had him since he was 2 years old, and he's now 4. He's looking for me. So my bag's about full of seaweed. And I do this probably once a month. Pick up as much as I can of this lovely washed up seaweed. I do believe shells are also good for the garden. And what I do see also is a lot of rotten wood. I think it's rotten wood. Anyway, I think I'm coming up to a piece here. But I kind of need a trolley really, don't I? Seagulls. It's a very dank, gloomy day. That's a rock. Here comes Reg. Very nice down here today. It's not really windy like it normally is. And not many people about because it's winter, which is my favourite time to come to the beach. So there's Reg, off on his little trots. Seagulls. So I'm going to carry on picking up some more seaweed on the way back. As much as I can carry really. And then head off to the allotment. Bye for now. Morning. Today is Sunday the 29th of December. I've just been to the allotment. Yesterday was beach day, which was the 28th. We never got back to the allotment to drop the seaweed and stuff off because as the day went on, we needed to eat and there wasn't enough daylight hours left. So today. I've been up this morning. Believe it or not, what I've done is I've put in the receiver for the microphone into my phone. I've put the microphone on me jacket and I forgot to turn the microphone on. So I filmed it all with me chatting away, but no sound. So this is what I'm trying to put right. So what I've done is I've come home and I'm going to explain in this video what I did. And I'm going to put music and speed it all up because there's just no sound. I am talking, but there's just no sound. So what I did today was I took up the seaweed. I did the compost at the compost bins. There wasn't that much up there that I could use, but I used it. I then laid the seaweed on top of both the beds 7 and 8, top big ones. I then took a blueberry up, you'll see in a video, and I repotted that with some pine needles that I'd pruned back my mum's slow growing big pine needle tree. So I took them up, I repotted the blueberry. I think the variety is called Pink Lemonade, that you will see in the video. There will just be no sound. So I'm explaining what I did and I'll just put music over the video. So that's what I did today. I was up there about 2 hours. I did film a little bit of coming out of the allotment, but then I came across some people that were coming in. They stopped to chat, so I stopped filming. The allotment walk is about a 10-minute walk, and I usually go for a couple of hours, depending on what's happening, what the weather's like. It was a lovely day today. The sun was shining. The sky was blue, and it wasn't too cold. The greenhouse was showing at 2.5 overnight low. So it is staying above freezing. So I hope you enjoy the video. Even though it's got no sound at all, I promise I will get better with this video malarkey. I just literally forgot to switch the on button on the microphone. So what it did was, because the receiver was in the phone, it didn't even give me the sound from the phone. So it was looking for the microphone. So I'm chatting away and there's just no sound. It doesn't matter what I do, I cannot get the sound back. So hopefully it all works out when it's all filmed together. Next on the list for the allotment, which is this week's jobs, last week's jobs was to finish those beds to a degree that I could, so I can put the garlic in. Next week's jobs is I've got some leaking water butts that needs repairing. I've got some more guttering for the greenhouse that I've ordered a different size, because the other size, I'll talk about that in another video, but the other size that I bought was the 50mm and it didn't really fit properly onto my greenhouse guttering, but the other size I could get was a 35mm, and that seemed to be like, on measuring, that it was going to be too small, but the 50mm was too big. So I've ordered some 35mm for the other side of the greenhouse. Otherwise I'm just wasting the rainwater that's going onto the guttering. So I'm going to deal with that next week. Water butts I've got, there's 2 with leaks. They need adjusting, siliconing. And then I've got 1 water butt that needs a tap putting in. There's lots of other jobs in the greenhouse. There's sweet peas to set, and the list is endless. Every week I have more and more and more things to do on my list. But basically for now, I have caught up on this week's list. I've finished the majority of where I can get to. And the other thing I've got to do this week, which I'll try and film, is go to my son's. I've created a compost area at his house He's not all things compost, but he lets me, until his garden is exactly how he wants it, I presume, he'll let me make my own there. So I've also got a compost bin and a compost pile at his, and I use compost there, make compost there. So I will also try and film that this week and get off up there in the van with some of the bags that I have and fill up that and try and put more compost on top of the seaweed. Thanks for watching. That's it for now. See you soon. The seaweed. So you're not allowed by law to take sand and stones, pebbles from the beach, but there's no law telling you can't take seaweed and shells or driftwood. Not here anyway, not with our council. But there is a bit of a ecosystem issue if you were to go and get bucket loads of it, tons and tons and tons, I suppose, over a period of time. So I go in the winter to the beach. I bring, let's say, possibly over the winter, maybe 6 bags. I go every month to 6 weeks. Sometimes I bring 1 carrier bag. These are carrier bags. And sometimes I bring 2 carrier bags. This is seaweed. Shells, just a few. I go through the seaweed because the shells are in with the seaweed. They're stuck to it. I go through it. Just check there's nothing inside the shells. And I bring them home. And what I did use the shells at the allotment for today was a bath. I just put them in the top because I have a cat that's using it as a toilet. It's not my cat. It just roams the allotment, but it is using my bath as a toilet. So based on the miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of beach we have all down the East Coast, I don't really feel like the ecosystem is suffering in any way. They do say to take it 10 yards or 10 meters maybe from the sea line, which is what I try to do. You'll notice in the filming, I'm right at the back collecting the seaweed. I don't think that's going to get washed back into sea. So there are elements of things I try to be not greedy, and I try to be mindful of the ecosystem, but I do take what I take. Nobody's it didn't even make a dent. It didn't make a small dent in the amount of seaweed that was left on the beach when I headed back. It's a tiny amount. There's lots and lots and lots of washed up seaweed. Black wood that I presume is driftwood that's just been in the sea too long. All along the sea defences, and rocks at the back, and the shrubbery and stuff that does grow on the beach. So it's quite easy to do. Just take a bag, probably only 6 bags. I stop going usually around April time because it starts getting busier here and the beaches are busier. I can't quite remember when the dogs aren't allowed on the beach, but I think it might be from the end of May. So we have dog-friendly beaches, but we also have beaches that dogs aren't allowed on from May to September. So I'm mindful of where I go as well. There are also spots that you can take dogs on all year round where the public generally don't go. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. I did mention in my other video, but of course there's no sound to that because I'm silly. Talking about fencing made of pallets that we've made for keeping the dog happy and safe, and that will be painted. I'm talking all about it, but of course you can't hear me. I'm also showing you around the allotment on the way down to the gate, but then what happens is somebody comes through the gate. Well, other allotment people come through the gate and I stop filming. That's what this section is all about.